Hello, everybody. This is Joey, and welcome to Halloween with Maniac for Bricks. A quick thing, a quick announcement, which is good to know for videos coming up. Originally, I was going to have another video come out today as a Halloween special, but unfortunately, it still has a lot more work and won't be able to air today. I still have to re-record things because some things didn't turn out right the first time. It still has a lot of editing to do, like more than I've usually done. So bear with me on that. A bunch of Halloween videos are actually going to come out over the next week. So it's like an extended Halloween this year, where I couldn't really get to them beforehand, especially with midterms and things like that. So, with that being said, some other videos coming up. The Hidden Side Collectathon review will air sometime within the next week. There will be a Halloween display update. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my Monster Fighter sets. I only found two of them, and for some reason, there's all the other ones together but separate. That I've looked around and been trying to clean and couldn't find them, so I don't know what's going to happen with those for this year. Maybe I'll just have to do it sometime later. I don't know. Just want to let you know it's probably not going to make it into the display. Also, I'm going to try to supplement things by not only on this channel, but also on my other channels. There are some Halloween videos going up today. There are two different movie reviews that are going up on Maniac for Toys and Games, so you can check those out. And not quite what I expected for what was going to be in the Halloween watchathon for this year, because I've been kind of bouncing back and forth on when I was actually able to sit down and watch some movies. So I'll try to get through some more of them, but again, it will be over a later time. But I will have two going up today. Then on Maniac for Bricks More, I have a video going out, another first episode, but Halloween theme to it because it's my first abandoned building. And it's funny because I guess you could really say the one from the last video, the last first episode, was an abandoned building as well, but this one has a little different story to it. It's going to be interesting, so you can check those out on each of their channels. With this channel, like I said, a couple of videos that will be coming out over the next week, and for today, I'm going to try to post two videos. The first one I have is really this live stream, so it's like a live episode, however you want to call it. And there will be another one later today that's not Lego, it's Lego related more than Halloween related. So this is part one of every Halloween costume I've ever worn. And may or may not have pictures of my sister, my brother, and other family members in here because it is a scrapbook. It is, pictures from family Halloweens in the past. So not all of them are going to be in here, but a good chunk of them are. And I'll post about some of the pictures individually through social media sometime later. I will be posting about my costume this year, and I will talk about the Halloween costume I have for this year on part two. So once I get those pictures together, I'll talk about it then. With that being said, let's get right into it. Starting things off, this is 1993. I'm not even a twinkle in my parents' eyes yet. But it's starting in 1993 because my older brother was born. This was his first Halloween where he was a Dalmatian. Simply put, there we go. Yep. 1994, I think my brother was a blue Power Ranger. No, he was an Energizer Bunny. I'm forgetting there are a couple of relatives in some of the other photos. But he was a blue Energizer Bunny, which was, I believe, homemade as a costume. We still have the drum at least. 1995, I'm born. And we actually had a pairing for costumes. Keep in mind through these, it's a mixture of homemades and store-boughts. Sometimes a hybrid between the two, like a little elements of both put together. So for this year, I was a Native American. My brother was a cowboy, so we could do a cowboys versus Indians kind of thing. Me just looking all dazed. I would have been almost a year old at this point because I was born in January and this is October. Just like, what is Halloween? What is life? I'm still wondering that to this very day. 1996. My brother and I have another pairing of costumes, whether or not by coincidence. He was a dinosaur and I was a gorilla. So it almost has like a King Kong versus Godzilla vibe here, which I think is really cool. And that's just adorable. It's a very furry costume from what I'm looking at here. You can see like the texture on the outside of the costume. I do have a kind of reflective uh, chest piece. Trying to squeeze this book around, and you can see it there, kind of. Again, if the pictures don't turn out well here, you can see that on social media. 1997, kind of a pairing, and a little more traditional. My brother was a skeleton, and I was a spider. The skeleton we've actually repurposed over time. We kind of stuffed the whole thing and could just have it around as like, sitting as its own costume prop kind of thing. For the spider, this was done where my mom hand painted a web onto a sweatshirt and then added a couple of legs onto the shirt, kind of sewed them in so it looks like I have more legs on me. There's like 4 of them there because it would be also including my arms and my actual legs, so that's a nice idea. There's also some other really good pictures in here. One right there with the bottle or sippy cup. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. That is me to a T. I don't know. I don't look exactly like that now, but you can see resemblance. Let's see, 1998. There we go. 1998. My brother was a fireman and I was a policeman. I'm bringing up this page because there's a Lego costume in the background, so that's pretty neat. I don't remember whose it was though, but keep that in the back of your mind. There will be other Lego costumes in the video. So there's a better picture of it. So these were a combination of store-bought and homemade because we had store-bought police and fireman costumes, different props and whatever. But there was a homemade element about these cars. They were made out of cardboard and, different cutouts, things pasted onto them. And they had suspender straps across the top, so it looked like we were riding the cars, which is a really cool idea. I don't know if I've seen other people do that, even nowadays, so I would like it if it happened again, or even if it was another theme, different cars. Treevore, nice to see you here. That spider costume looks like, yeah, it does. That's actually a good point. 1999, right before turn of the century, I was Thomas the Tank. This was mostly a store-bought costume. I did have a plastic sound piece that had a bunch of different sound effects for Thomas the Tank. I remember I would press, "You're a really useful engine," a lot of times. Maybe it was motivation, I don't know. But I also had a wooden train whistle that carried with that. And there's also this really funny picture of me just after going down the slide at the playground. just bulked up right next to it. It was a comfortable costume, though. It wasn't like a solid piece, like a hard piece for Thomas. The year 2000. My brother and I were both race car drivers, and I could swear that this was from a TV show. I just don't remember which one. I don't think it was NASCAR. I think this was like a futuristic racing show or something, because this looks very, it looks familiar, but I'm not sure what it's from. Also, I was quite the poser. I mean, I like to pose in pictures. So, there's a fun, uh, fun gesture there. I was like, well, there's already going to be a lot of pictures. Might as well have fun with them and try different poses. 2001. I would have been first grade or so. Yeah, about first grade. And I was a Lego brick. There we go, our Lego costume. I still have this one. It's had some wear and tear over time because it's been, 18 years? It was a very sturdy costume. Like, this thing could stand up on its own if it wanted to. Very soft on the outside, but it had a kind of hard shell to it for, like, the square, boxy shape. Sometimes it was difficult to sit down with this costume. But it was still a fun one. Still enjoyed it. 2002, again, a little bit more store-bought. And I am SpongeBob this year. Again, having some fun poses with that. I remember with this one, my family went to our local park and they had a bunch of games for Halloween. They also had a costume contest. My brother was Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And he won as scariest costume. I mean, look at that. If you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh!, yeah, that would look a little bit scary. I just thought that was hilarious. At the time, I was still familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Playing with the card game, video games, things like that. They should have gave that 1x1 stud hat for a brick costume. Yeah, I agree. That should have been a real thing. Because it's just the torso, if I remember right, with those costumes. And then comes probably the best Halloween costume grouping you've ever seen. Albeit a little bit store-bought. 2003, my entire family were characters from Looney Tunes. We've never had a group costume since or before that coordinated. It's incredible. So, I was Daffy. My brother was Bugs. My sister was Tweety. Just ignore the fact that Tweety's a girl. Just go with it. They're really good costumes. I remember mine being itchy though. It's like the gorilla costume where it had like a lot of the, texture on the outside of it, but still you could kind of feel it walking around. And then my mom was Sylvester. This was homemade. My dad was Taz, also homemade, just as a sweatshirt. So pulling it all together, and we had one family costume. That was amazing. And again, I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Like something of that caliber, that was amazing. Moving on from there, 2004, Lego finally has their own costumes. Around 2003, 2004, they started making them officially and selling them through Shop at Home or other websites or other stores or whatever. Much less options than are available nowadays. They had a vampire minifigure, and then two Bionicle ones, from what I remember. I could be wrong. That might be good for its own video. How many Lego costumes exist? But I digress. So that year, my brother and I, we were both into Bionicle for several years at this point because we started in '01, and I was Makuta, and he was Vakama Metru. This was the year that he sprained his ankle. So my brother was actually going trick-or-treating with us in a wagon. Well, like we like carried a wagon door to door and people gave him extra candy out of sympathy. I still have these costumes. I at least have the masks for them. I really have to find the rest of the costume. I don't think we would have thrown it away. Even the homemades, we still have a bunch of those. So I'm gonna have to preserve those if I find them entirely again. Then 2005, my brother was a knight, I was Darth Vader, and my sister was a Barbie cheerleader. Oh, also the year before she was I Dream of Jeannie, which was really cute. And she really liked the show. She liked the jingle with it. So yeah, that was fun. This was one of the best lightsabers ever. Don't at me. Back then, back in my day, we had two features on lightsabers, almost standardly. Any color, any Jedi or Sith. You always had it light up with a switch, batteries, and all that. And it was telescopic, so you could retract the blade. Nowadays, you only get one. It's usually the light up feature. You don't always get it able to retract, which is a bummer because I'd love to get other colors, and I know that this one broke at one point, so I'd like to get a replacement to fix that. And this was a picture I shared not too long ago on social media. The googly eyes. Just because it was fun candy wrapping. This is 2006. By this point, my brother and I in 5th grade did Who's on First by Abbott and Costello in our school talent show. When we did that, he was dressed more in a baseball outfit because it was from the Naughty 90s, the movie version of the routine. The routine's practically the same outside of it, but we worked hard and we have that memorized. We knew both parts of it. We still know both parts of it, like to a T, like word for word, almost the same inflections and everything. So for this year, in 2006, as a Halloween costume, we dressed more standard for the outfits. You could almost argue that they just look like funny gangsters, or at least I look funny because I had like a pillow or something to make me look large, but still was having fun with the costume in general. So much so that there are a lot of pictures of it, a lot of fun poses with it. And I remember that year for Halloween when we went trick or treating, when when older folk around our neighborhood recognized that we were Abbott and Costello, they asked us if we could do a routine. We didn't do who's on first at every house, but we would do some of the smaller ones like the mustard routine or like some of the word problem kind of routines, things like that, or just a couple quotes. So it was a lot of fun for that. 2007 could have been the year of bald costumes. Well, except for my sister. But if I wanted to, I could have worn a bald cap. I didn't. I had a way of working around that. And I say that because I was Charlie Brown and my brother was Howie Mandel, as in Deal or No Deal. So it was something where I could have had a bald cap because Charlie Brown is bald or, lightly haired. But he does occasionally wear a baseball cap, so I just thought I'll work with that. I got a rock. That's one of those hats I didn't count in my hat collection journey video on Maniac for Bricks More about my first hat. I don't know if costumes count because it's part of the look. It's not something I wore every day. 2008 was a very ambitious costume for me. I was the entire package of M&Ms. Yeah, this was all made in felt and sewn together, and like it works well as an adult costume. Um, if it needed to be, exchanged, rearranged with people, it's actually not bad to wear. My brother was Charlie Brown in a church play. Oh, nice. I think my mom was in a Charlie Brown play when she was younger. I don't remember what the. I think was You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, or something like that. My brother was the Fonz, and my sister was Energizer Bunny, this time in pink. And I think it's the same drum, or very close to the original drum that my brother had. Continuity there. 2009, I was very original. I was the M&M candy again. That's unfortunate. I had a double for 1 year, and I kind of regret that because it could have been more diverse. But it did make the candies go together because my sister was a Hershey's Kiss. My brother was a moose, a homemade moose costume, and a homemade Hershey Kiss costume as well. So with that, I my brother was a moose because that was his nickname in high school. And I don't think we really planned on the candies being together. I just kind of couldn't think of an idea and just went with the same one from the year before, which is unfortunate because I have a lot of ideas now and I could have used any of them back then. You didn't have a bald cap. Oh, okay. Next up, 2010, my brother was Waldo. My sister was Snoopy with a Woodstock plush. And I was Sock Monkey. Because why not? It's actually a comfortable costume, except for the mask, which was a creative idea, building it around a pair of sunglasses, and then it'd be easy to take off and put on my face. It did block my mouth, and the mouth that was created for it was a little bit thick, a little bit weighted, so it did kind of shift the whole mask down my face on occasion, from what I remember. And then, let's see, 2011, we've got ourselves another Lego costume for this year. Basically, Bob from Lego Universe. It's a very standard Lego minifigure costume. Didn't think about making my sig fig at that time because this was before I did YouTube videos, but also when I had a sig fig, which wasn't called a sig fig back then. It was just a fun minifigure that looked like me. with a leather jacket. Yeah, that looks like me. So this was creatively done. This is the same mask that I have used up to nowadays. The same one that I've brought to Philly earlier this year. And yeah, still fits, still in good condition. The hands have worn out over time because they're just made out of styrofoam and yellow tape. And they're supposed to be lodged into the sleeves on my long sleeve shirt so that um, if I were to grab something, I could use my whole hands, full dexterity. And if I held something, it would look like it's being held in a minifigure hand as well. And Lego was also made onto the shirt as well. So that was homemade. Pretty nice. I don't remember what my brother was, some kind of Greek or Roman figure. And my sister was ice cream cone. I think mint chocolate chip specifically. And that's all I have for Halloween costumes up to this point. We do have a list of other ones, but I will try to get pictures and do that on a separate video, as well as showing my costume on that other video. I will post about the Jeffrey the Giraffe costume I have for this year on social media. I'm gonna go dress into that now, actually. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned because I will have a Lego Island unboxing video coming real soon. I'm still waiting for it to render. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more Halloween videos, because the next week or so is going to be a bunch of Halloween videos. Couldn't get them all done for today or this week or even the week before, but I'll do what I can. I mean, look, Hidden Side, already working on it. I still have to update the Halloween display. Some of it will have Hidden Side sets in there once I'm done with that review. And I'm not going to take down decorations right away, so it's fine. All right, have a good day, everyone.